Some of you guys may think that I have reviewed every single essential storytime animator on YouTube, but you would be wrong. Over the last couple years, I have prided myself as the guy who reviews every storytime animation channel. But there's a channel that I have been asked to check out for the last 2 years, and I have not done it until today. Scribblejuice! Yes! Hey, name's Perla. I make goofy little animations about my life, about whatever comes in mind I put in a video format. I don't think they're Australian, I just felt like doing that. This channel is essential viewing. Honestly, I held off on watching it because I was like, is the language gonna be okay? But you guys loved Ringo Suga, so I guess it's okay. My crazy neighbors! Random stories! My toxic friend in high school. We are going to check out Scribblejuice's essential viewing. And I am so excited because I love this art style and I just know that this is gonna be good. So guys, strap in. Let's have some fun.
I've been living in the same apartment for the past 19 years, and this building isn't one of your friendly neighborhood buildings. In fact, to get a gist of what kind of building I live in, my apartment used to be the home of an ex-beep because I don't want to get demonetized. And we got a little visit from the FBI once because—
An ex-beep? That could be a million different things. That's not the kind of word that you censor. That's the kind of word that you come up with a side word for. Your apartment belonged to an ex-beep? That could be 50 million things. Obviously, it's something bad, but we don't know what. An ex-Draco firing upon a person-er? An ex-pediatric taxidermist? Or a guy who steals movies? You know, what could it be? This could be a million different things.
And we got a little visit from the FBI once because, you know, he was still on the loose and they probably thought he still lived here. But yeah, it's crazy, no?
Wow.
To think some of you guys saw me grow up on YouTube from 15. I'm gonna be 20 next year. I'd like to say that me and my family are one of the best neighbors on this floor. I don't do crazy in the halls or randomly knock on anyone's door. Cause first of all, that's weird. I would never knock on their doors.
I agree.
Like, ew, that's gross. Don't touch me.
Strangers,
you know what I mean? Ew. I was infected with devil. Oh my god.
Okay. For someone who is worried about getting demonetized for whatever word they said, they sure haven't seemed to mind the remaining 50 seconds of this first minute. So whatever word they were going to say must be worse than every swear word that exists. So I can only imagine.
Sure, I may have some flaws like blasting music and screaming out of nowhere, but okay, I only do that sometimes. It's not like I do it every day.
Yeah, come on.
Mine is the screaming. I definitely do that every day. So everybody come here, sit on this rug, and wait! If you're not subscribed, you're not allowed to sit here.
Oh.
You stay standing. Unless you subscribe.
Okay, okay. Wow, what a brilliant way to get me to subscribe. That worked 100%. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to me, come on, guys. What the heck are you doing? Let's not do anything sneaky, huh? Make sure you're subscribed, all right? All right, let's keep it moving.
So let's start with the neighbor number 1, shall we?
Okay.
This one was a funny one. Let's call her, Sandy Cheeks. It was on Halloween around like 2 years ago, and I went trick-or-treating one last time. Since, you know, I was getting too old for trick-or-treating.
I know that vibe.
One of you weirdos come in the comments and be like, it's never too old to trick-or-treat! I'd like to kindly ask you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I okay? Because obviously you're not okay. Telling me that anybody could trick-or-treat? No, that's for children, and let that just be for children. Telling me I'm gonna open my
the
door
only way I could trick-or-treat is if I had a child that I was taking trick-or-treating. And even then, it would be weird for me to show up at the door. I said this in a video really recently, actually. I trick-or-treated for the very last time when I was like 13, and I got talked down to by some people. Some people were mean, and then I was like, I guess I can't do this anymore. My innocence is completely gone.
Telling me I'm gonna open my door to some 30-year-old man dressed up as Batman? No!
No!
Where did I leave off? Ah, right. I came back home with a nice stash of candy. Feeling good. I was like, I'm gonna eat all this candy.
Did you use a pillowcase?
Today.
I always used a pillowcase.
What a great way to end my Halloween. What could possibly ruin my day?
Oh my god.
And before I even started freaking out, I knew it was Sandy Cheeks because It was Sandy Cheeks.
It was
so I was
Sandy.
like, maybe this is asleep. You know, she'd be crazy. Sandy Cheeks. Sandy Cheeks. Wake up, Sandy Cheeks. Sandy Cheeks. Oh my God, she isn't responding. At this point, I was kind of freaking out because her pulse was super slow and I didn't know what that meant.
Oh
so
my
I thought
gosh.
she was dying. And I was about to call the ambulance, but some guy who came out of her apartment yelled at me to not call. I obviously asked him why, and mans really said, "We're gonna get kicked out if you do." Huh?
Oh my gosh. As a grown adult, I know how concerning that sentence is. If you would get kicked out of your apartment for explaining why you are passed out with a very dangerously low heart rate, then it's probably a bad reason that you are like that. That is a terrifying sentence. That is like 3-sentence horror stories. You know what I mean?
You would rather see this lady you know personally lying on this dirty floor lifeless than her being taken to the hospital where she gets medical assistance?
Crazy.
No, it's because she just found out that her baby daddy was cheating on her.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure she's fine. I
Wait,
mean,
what?
you can take care of this. I can go back home and eat my candy. I
Why,
know.
why
and-
would they get kicked out of the apartment over that? Just note they don't want no drama in the apartment? Is that all it is? Okay.
I know. It looks pretty awful of me just to leave the scenes like that. But this happened like at least 6 times. And this time she just surprised me, that's all. But it's okay because literally the next day she was totally fine. The
Wow.
same old Sandy Cheeks. Oh, Sandy Cheeks, you feeling better today? No. Oh, Sandy Cheeks, you really are something. And you know what's funny? They got kicked out like the next week. So whatever that guy said to me was so stupid since they were gonna get kicked out anyway. But then again,
Wow.
if I did call the ambulance, then Sandy Cheeks would have had to pay a really fat medical bill. And I don't want to do that at Sandy Cheeks.
Yo, that's real. I won't spend too long talking about this, but yeah, in America, like, that is the worst thing about medical care in the States. As someone who comes from Canada, where if you are sick or hurt or something, you can go to the doctor or hospital or whatever and you don't have to pay. Coming here, I had like serious health issues that I was too scared to go to the hospital for because I knew that they would charge me an insane amount of money. That is a scary, scary thing, you guys.
Now, enough about Sandy Cheeks. Let's talk about my other neighbor where I first thought was a kidnapper. I don't know
Whoa.
if this counts as neighbors since she doesn't live in my floor, but she lives in my building. So technically she isn't my neighbor. I don't know. This was when I was a little kid around the age of 10 through 12 and was in this summer program I talked about a few videos back. Me and my brother would spend all of our summer in that program and lots
That's
of
fun.
memories have been made there. Like selling his bike for 5 cents to some random kid,
5
throwing
cents?
eggs at somebody's window, stealing the prizes in that yellow Yogi Bear bus, and of course,
Yogi
chilling
bus?
under the sun eating some ice cream. So, one peaceful summer day, playing with some worms, I had a weird feeling like someone was watching me. And I'm not talking about the staff. They rock. I love them. It just gave me bad vibes. So I walked over to my brother and asked him if he felt the same thing, since siblings are energetically aligned. We started to look around, and to my surprise, some lady was watching us from a bench. Oh my God, look! I don't think I ever seen her around here.
What's going
Me
on,
neither.
lady?
Kidnapper! So we
Ow!
both ran to the staff. Well, I'll just give them names since I'm tired of saying staff. We'll call them Jordan and Amy. There's
Okay,
a woman.
Jamie.
Shut up, you're not the main character. There's a woman watching us from afar, and we don't know who she is, and I think she's a kidnapper.
Oh, no.
Both Jordan and Amy were so confused because they thought we knew her. No, I don't know no lady like her. And as we were talking, the
Wow.
lady was getting closer. Amy told us to hide under the table, and they will take care of it.
Hide?
And so we did. We're gonna die.
Hide?
Shut up. She's gonna sell our bodies to the black market. Shut
That's
up.
crazy. I mean, if someone was in the park anyway and like reading a newspaper, or I guess people don't read newspapers anymore. If someone was in the park chilling on a bench on their iPad or something, and there were like kids nearby that were staring at them, then like they're gonna look up and be like, and it doesn't mean they're a kidnapper, but if they got that vibe from this person and then they were told to hide under, this person must have looked incredibly sus if the kids were actually told to hide.
She's gonna sell our bodies to the black market. Shut up. Hello, I don't suppose you know where these 2 kids went to?
Yeah, they went over there.
Thank you very much. Excuse me? May I ask you who you are to these 2 little kids? You know, because it's kind of weird for an old lady looking for these two kids that don't even look like you?
Yeah.
I am their babysitter, just so you know. Oh! Well, yeah, you'll definitely find them there. There's an ice cream truck, and you know the kids.
Yeah, you'll definitely find them 20 miles away. Actually, I heard there's a volcano in Honolulu that I think they definitely might be at. They actually might be swimming in the volcano, so you might have to lean over the volcano and like look really closely to find them. That's probably where they are. And if you don't see them, you're not looking close enough. Put all of your weight forward as you lean over this volcano.
There's an ice cream truck, and you know the kids. Yeah, well, thank you. Is she gone? I think so. Surprise, guys. I don't even have a babysitter. Actually, I never had a babysitter in my life. She's a kidnapper! Amy told us to go home and lock the doors because she doesn't want to involve the police just yet because we don't really know her true intentions. Also, our building was like right there, so it wasn't a problem to go home. So we were walking back home, opened the lobby door, and the moment it closed, she was literally right there.
You little dimwit.
If that doesn't give you kidnapper vibes, then I don't know what does, because that was sus.
I said sus.
And to my surprise, this had the keys. And that means we could even take the elevator, because she's going to reach us. So we had to take the stairs, and ain't nobody like the stairs. Girl, I'd be tired on the first floor. But since I was a kid, I don't get tired like that. So running up the stairs was no problem. The problem was that it was literally in front of my door. Come here, kiddos. You have been very bad
What?
today. This is it, Perla. It's over. She's gonna kidnap us and we can't do anything about it.
Okay, my guess is that they actually do know this person and they don't have bad intentions. If that's not the case, then that's why I am lucky I never got kidnapped as a kid.
There's a on this floor.
What?
Oh my gosh!
I'm a coming for my sister.
What was
When I
that?
screamed that, only one person came out of their apartment and they knew her. Oh, hey, Senora Vicky. What are you doing on this floor? I'm just here to take care of these two brats that have been behaving badly, and I was just about to knock on their door to tell their mother. We don't even know you. Yeah, who even are... What did I say? Shut up. So
You're the main
surprise,
character.
surprise, she wasn't a kidnapper. She was one of those people that watch over the neighborhood kids, but I had no idea who she even was. So obviously, I would jump to the conclusion of...
Well, if it's a person who says to kids, "Come here, you little brats," then they probably aren't the person who should be in charge of watching over the kids, honestly. If that's how you speak to kids, you probably should not be the person who watches over them.
So obviously, I would jump to the conclusion of her being a kidnapper. In fact, I didn't even know she knew where I lived. I never saw her around this floor at all. So when my mom opened the door, she was telling her that I've been acting like a bad girl this whole entire summer. And my mom thought she was one of the workers for the summer program. So that just made it 10 times worse.
How
and
confusing.
I got grounded. She took away my iPad. Now I'll never help Swampy get his water. And after that incident, she would continue watching over us like from afar, creepily. And as I grew up, she was actually a really nice woman, and I kind of felt bad the way we treated her.
She shouldn't have called you brats.
Maybe it would have been different how we treated her if she wasn't so creepy. But
Yeah.
of course, now we're chill. I always say hello to her, and the past is in the past.
Wow, Scribblejuice, that was a great story.
Where did you come from?
Don't be silly, Scribblejuice. You created me. I am only but a small part of your imagination
who
that
that
is
come
now
from?
living through your art, and specifically your animations.
It's nice to meet you.
Anyway, I just came here to tell you something really important.
Okay.
I know what you're gonna say.
An ad?
Okay, let's say it together then. On the count of 3.
An ad?
1,
An ad?
2, 3.
This video is brought to you by...
Picked up something from a safe.
I've been doing this, you guys. Brilliant. Tell me your boy hasn't been around the block. I know these transitions when I see them. I smelled that transition from a mile away.
I know. You guys are gonna be like, but you already made a video about being Hispanic. I'm running out of ideas, guys. So yeah, every Sunday, a bitch wakes up around 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning to start her day to deep clean the house until 8 to 9 p.m. This is just a routine my mom set ever since I was little. Do I enjoy it? Of course not. Cleaning for 10 plus hours. But do I
10 plus
complain?
hours.
No. Do I want to get in flipping for 10 hours?
No.
I'll stick to deep cleaning, thank you very much. Though my favorite part of every Sunday was when I get to go out and buy 2 packs of tortillas and avocado.
Ah, the tortillas.
She's allergic to avocados. Y'all remember that? That's so funny.
Allergic to avocados, I couldn't survive.
Because I get leftover change. And with that, I run up to my favorite man in the world. The Coco Mango Cherry.
The Coco Mango Cherry Man.
Hola, mi niña, ¿qué es lo que quiere?
Ah,
¿Me
señor.
puedes dar de mango, por favor?
Ah,
Claro.
buenos días, señor. Can I have a Coco Mango Cherry? Why, yes. Yes, you may, Scribblejuice. You may have a Coco Mango.
Hola, mi niña, ¿qué es lo que quiere?
¿Me puedes dar de mango, por favor?
Claro que sí, no
Sí.
problem.
For those of you who aren't familiar with the Coco Mango Cherry Man, this dude is the living embodiment of New York City's happiness.
Aw.
This man was and still is the highlight of my summer.
Aw.
$1 of greatness, I tell you. I don't care that they raised it to $1.50. Go get your coin, man.
Yeah, I
You
don't
deserve
care.
more than anything. This guy, though, he bugging for raising it for $2.
Yo, for real.
I mean, get your coin too, but I ain't buying an ice shaving for $2.
Yo, that
Crazy!
all that for a Coco Mango Cherry.
Crazy. Shout out to these 3 vendors though. They be popping off.
Nice.
Let's not forget about the man that lost me in Macy's. My uncle. I love my uncle. He's like my dad. But sometimes he be crazy. Like there was this one time where I don't even remember how young I was, but I would be playing this game just calling him animal names and we would go back and forth.
Hello,
so I would be like,
hippopotamus.
Ajá, eres un sapo.
or
Jiji, eres un caballo porque tienes dientes de caballo.
Oh, got him.
Jaja, eres un pájaro.
and that like triggered him. That made him so angry. I was so confused. I was like,
Whoa.
why are you so mad?
Yeah, why that
I
animal?
just called you a bird. He didn't hit me or anything, but just that stare alone made me cry. But this one time,
Man, why? So the other animals were okay? He must actually think that he resembles that last animal that you said. If it's a bird, maybe homie's got a big nose. But he should have realized you were just calling him random animal names. Señor, it wasn't that serioso. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
just that stare alone made me cry. But this one time he did hit me and I should have called the
Don't do
police
that.
for
Don't do that.
child. I'm just kidding. One day I thought me and my brother were the only ones at home. Obviously there was an adult around and that adult was my uncle. But
Okay.
back then I didn't even know my uncle was home. So I put
Okay.
myself in charge. I was like, I gotta guard this house. If anyone tries to steal, they gotta get through me first.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the bat from my closet and I sat on the couch because the couch is right in front of the door. So I can easily catch whoever's trying to enter. As I waited and waited, I heard the shower go off.
9:43 más, Dios mío.
Ah!
El verano del 53.
So,
El orgullo de
caliente!
hermano.
Caliente shower!
I got you now, you.
¡A la madre! ¿Qué haces aquí?
Caliente.
Pásame, pinche puerca. Ahorita te voy a dar.
I looked all over my room to find a good
Agua
hiding spot and noticed
caliente.
that there was a good enough space for me to fit under my bed. So that is what I did. I hid myself under my bed, hoping and praying, please don't fall me. Oh my God, I
Oh,
didn't
no.
know. I
Oh,
didn't
no.
know.
I know you're here, Perla. Come on.
No!
¡Ajá! ¿A dónde estás, pinche escuincla? ¡Ajá! ¿Por qué me estabas espiando, ah?
I really hope they aren't saying any bad words in Spanish because we don't know Spanish here at the RobertIDK channel and we can't translate and we don't know if there are words we have to censor.
¡Ajá! ¿Por qué me estabas espiando, ah? Pinche cochina, puerca, marrana, cerda. ¿Quién te enseñó eso?
I feel like he's definitely saying some bad stuff. Oh no!
And after that whooping, I never dare to open the door if I hear the showers on. It
Wow.
will just bring back the trauma.
Yeah.
And to finish off this video, let me tell you guys the story of how I learned English. I
Okay.
still struggle on saying some words in English. I don't know if it's that or I'm just
No, you're pretty good.
stupid. But back then, guys, I grew up speaking Spanish.
Well, there's certain words you don't seem to have any issues saying in English. That's all I'll say. Seems like you got no problem using the whole vocabulary. Making me and Cameron do extra work with the censoring. But I saw Roly Poly Oly coming up. I'm stoked for that.
I grew up speaking Spanish. All the shows I watched was in Spanish. Pre-K in
Roly
Spanish.
Poly Oly
and
was in
kindergarten
Spanish?
in Spanish. And when I made it to first grade was when I was first introduced to English. So that was a
Cool.
whole new world for me. All the kids around me speaking another language I didn't understand. And I'm just like,
Bruh.
hey, what's your name? Monday? Huh, that's a weird name. Nice to meet you, Monday.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
I
weird.
don't really remember my experience fully in first grade, but what I vividly remember though was taking the reading test, where you read aloud in front of a teacher to be placed in a reading level.
Oh,
so
cool.
obviously when it was my turn to read, I was so scared. The teacher was so sweet. Oh my god,
okay.
she was probably the sweetest teacher I've ever had. Hi there, hopefully you're having a wonderful day today. Today we're gonna test your reading level skills, so please don't be scared and take your time. So you're gonna read.
All right. I really love Scribblejuice's scribbly style. It's really unique in the way that, like, it looks really clean, but she does it a little differently every time. So it's not like it looks like she's using the same, like, JPEGs of herself every time. It's like a redraw. And when you redraw for stuff like this, you get the opportunity to, like, embellish certain things. And, like, she made her body incredibly small here to, like, make her, and her eyes super big to make her, like, seem really, like, squeamish and scared. I love it. I really love the art style. Very talented drawer. I hate saying the word drawer. Is that a word? I mean, I guess artist, illustrator, I guess is the proper word. Drawer is probably not the word to use if you're over the age of 3, but I don't know.
We're gonna test your reading level skills, so please don't be scared and take your time. So you're gonna read this book, and I'm gonna ask you questions once you finish the book. Of course, this test won't affect your grades, so don't worry if blah blah.
The
blah,
horror!
Blah 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 blah.
Terrifying.
Okay, are you ready to begin?
No.
When I tell you I was really struggling, I was struggling. When I finished the book, the test began. And oh my god, it is so embarrassing to say that I didn't even get passed through the first question.
That's okay.
All right. What's the boy's name? The
Simon.
boy name
Simon.
Play. Nope, that's not his name. Play means you're going out to play with your friends.
Oh.
For example, you and your friends are going to play with dolls. Now, I'm
Cool.
going to repeat the question again. What's the boy's name?
Simon!
Play. No, I just
Simon!
asked what play is. I asked for his name. Yo no sé. Come again?
Yo no sé.
¿Qué dices, man?
You don't say Simon!
Oh my goodness, don't cry. It's okay. I was so embarrassed. And the kids were just looking at me like, oh my god, is she okay? I wasn't okay. I am a failure. Eventually, I learned how to speak English one way or another. I took speech classes because my pronunciation was
Nice.
horrible. Finally made some friends and
Nice.
practiced speaking English. Watching shows in English. Played some ABC Mouse. All that trouble just to be labeled as mentally ill in 3rd grade by
What?
a guidance counselor.
What?
That whole story is for his own video for another time.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
So what is your name? My name
Simon.
is Perla. Perla? Wait, say that again.
Perla.
I'll just call you Perla.
Oh no. So when I was reading Scribblejuice's thing, I think I called them Perla. Is it Perla? Does it require the little tongue thing, the Perla? I'll say Perla from now on. I love a good Hispanic name, you know? Very cool articulation that I am not very good at until the Panda song came out and I had to learn to do. Now I can do that, but I couldn't before.
I'll just call you
Perla.
Perla. Perla. Okay. My name is Perla. Yeah, that's
Aw.
her name. Jess, that's my name. Oh boy, another school story.
Okay.
You guys remember Alexa, right? Well, let's forget about that
No.
girl and replace her with this chick.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give this girl a little nice Tumblr girl name. And her name is going to be Abigail.
Abigail?
I think Abby suits her. Abby. Okay, let's call her Abby. Now,
Okay.
Abby was one
Abby is definitely a Tumblr name. I don't know about Abigail.
Now, Abby was one of my first friends in my freshman year. And you know
Cool.
what was crazy about being friends with Abby? She was a sophomore. Whoa.
Oh.
A freshman being friends with a sophomore? That's
That's basically cool.
That's insane.
I'm so jealous.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
I thought the same thing, kinda. But being friends with that girl really sucked. You see?
Yeah, at the time, if you're like brand new in a school and you're at the youngest year, it feels like you have some special power when you get to be like friends with the older people. But then when you get to that age, you realize that you're just as dumb as they were anyways. So it's not as much of a power move as you may think it is.
Being friends with that girl really sucked. You see, first off, Abby was actually a good friend. But when I mean good friend, she really just cracked jokes. She just made me laugh. But as time goes by, Abby starts to change. So this all
Okay.
started in the cafeteria. I was sitting with a few friends and off topic, but one of them were like,
Swag. Nice.
we were
Okay.
sitting at our table and I got a little
Okay.
bit hungry. So I stood up and said, I'm gonna go grab some food. BRB, y'all. And they were like, yeah, okay, see ya, buddy. And I come back and
ya,
then
buddy.
I see this person sitting on my spot.
No.
Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you. This is my friend Abby. I met her in my class and she decided to sit here now, but I didn't think, I thought you would fit, but it seems like you can't, so.
What the heck?
There is definitely a problem here. Oh, I'm sorry. I can stand up if you want. Psych, she didn't say that. She didn't even give a honey. She just looked at me.
Oh my gosh. A lot of angst coming from Scribblejuice. And it's funny, I appreciate it. I think it is very, very funny, but I am a grown adult, so I don't think that certain language is necessary to be funny in videos, hence why I keep all my videos clean and family friendly. But as an adult who is watching this, it's definitely very funny. But still, I gotta keep it clean for my audience. I want you to be able to show these videos to your little bro, your big bro, your little sis, your big sis, your cousins, your dad, your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, uncles, aunties, ates and kuyas, and more. Because as I've said before, honestly, like my favorite thing in the world is when people tell me that they watch my videos with their family members and like it's a thing that they like together. There's nothing that is more of a compliment to me and more flattering to me and whatnot.
She just looked at me and smiled. You know what? I didn't really mind because I got to stand next to a friend that always had fruits. And I really
Nice.
liked her
Las
grapes.
frutas.
Her grapes were great. Great grapes. Abby was overall a weird person, and not to mention the people in the school already labeled her as that weird girl. Capital WEIRD size 70 times Roman text color red. Weird girl. Yeah, not a very
that's
good
very weird.
reputation. We were probably judged by even associating with her. Because she was just...
Please no cursing. Thank you.
Too late
One
for
thing I
that.
forgot to mention. I entered the same high school my brother was in.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
When I told them I became
What?
friends with Abby,
Classic clip, but what did that have to do with that? Surely you're not saying that your brother is the I don't care that you broke your elbow guy.
when I told them I became friends with Abby, he was very, como se dice, bothered.
Whoa. Why are you friends with her?
She sat down at my table and I got to know her a little. She's pretty funny.
Yeah, just don't be too close to her, okay?
But it seemed like it didn't even
Interesting.
matter if I was close to her or not, because when she started to change, I wasn't even buddy-buddy with her. She'd walk with me
Interesting.
and Strawberry to our train station. She'd tell us a lot of TMI that literally no one asked for, and it was very, very explicit. And she visibly knew we
Yikes.
didn't want to know. When we tell her to stop, she would be offended and call us fake friends for not hearing
Oh
out
no,
her
the red flags are flying.
Once upon a time, I decided to sit with other friends. I left Abby alone with one friend we'll name Zoe. I was chilling and talking with them until I looked ahead and I see Abby grabbing my book bag and throwing it on the floor. My friends were as confused as I was.
Get out!
And
Get
I
away!
slowly walked back. And Zoe was also confused. And I asked, hey, why'd you throw my stuff on the floor? Oh, it fell by itself.
We saw
you throwing it on
you!
the ground. It really fell by itself. I don't know what you're talking about.
We saw
this
you!
point-
Guys, the red flags are crazy. If a friend of yours gets jealous of you having other friends, I mean, I can jealousy is a thing that is natural, but if a person becomes maliciously jealous of you having other friends, like they consistently get mad at you or throw your book bag on the floor for having other friends, that is bad, and you should be very careful, okay? Because honestly, having a toxic friend can be worse than having an enemy. And I know that just sounded really cool the way I phrased that, but like that's actually true.
I don't know what you're talking about. At this point, I didn't care. She lied to my face, and I can't get mad, or it'll be a bigger problem that'll involve
Violence.
Say no to violence, kids. I'm gonna tell you how our friendship basically crumbled into little pieces. It
Okay.
involves me, Strawberry, and Zoe. This is now sophomore year, and I've already had enough of her. I ghosted her and sat with other friends, and so did Strawberry. Zoe, however, was and is the nicest person, and she felt
Aw.
bad for Abby. And
Okay.
obviously, Abby took advantage of that.
Oh,
I talked to
no!
Zoe about hanging out with me instead of her, but she wouldn't. She just felt bad for Abby! For Abby! So
Okay, Zoe sounds like me, and listen, I'm only gonna get real with you guys for a little bit longer, and then we'll get back to just the sillies. Zoe sounds a lot like me. A lot of the biggest issues and problems and dangerous situations I've ever gotten myself to in life stemmed from me not knowing how to say no to people and not knowing how to set boundaries with people. It is very, very important that you have the backbone to stand up for yourself if a bad person has bad intentions with you. I have unfortunately been in this situation many times, even as an adult. You need people around you who love you, and you need to listen to them when they tell you that a certain person is bad for you and you need to get away from them. I wish I knew this when I was younger, and I feel like it still happens to me sometimes where I'm just too nice to people, and then I let evil, bad people take advantage of my niceness and stuff. But yeah, don't do what Zoe did here. If someone is clearly exhibiting dangerous behaviors like that, you can't let them in. You gotta protect yourself and protect the people you love. Okay, that's as serious as I'll get.
she just felt bad for Abby! For Abby! So with that, I couldn't hang out with Zoe at all during school if Abby was with her, which was almost all the time. So I was Zoe Liz. Until one day, Strawberry comes to me and showed me a letter. Bro,
Oh no.
Abby gave me this.
Oh,
a
no.
letter? Yup, read it. Basically, to sum it all up, she called me and Strawberry stupid and we were nothing but mean to her. We'd always laugh at her, and when she'd tell us her problems, we wouldn't care.
What?
And our other friends made fun of her, and we didn't defend her. We were nothing but fake friends. Honestly,
I am personally triggered by this. Oh my gosh. So many people are like this. I'm genuinely so triggered by this. I know for sure that I will never let another person who acts like this into my life because they are out there and they are horrible. These animations are important because you need to learn what kind of red flags you need to watch out for, okay? You don't think something like this will happen to you until it does, okay?
fake friends. Honestly, I really wanted to show that letter because that was the most mind-blowing thing I've ever read in my whole entire life. Because everything she wrote on the letter was completely except the part when our
Of
other
course.
friends would roast her. I mean, we had no control over that. I asked Strawberry about the letter. Strawberry, do you think the letter Abby wrote is in like a Facebook group chat?
No.
I don't know. Doubt it. She wrote it to me by hand, and when I showed the gang, they ripped it up and set it on fire.
Nice.
So it's done for.
Good.
Yeah, we like all spat on it.
Good.
So mid-year of being a sophomore, she transferred out!
Abby is no longer attending this school.
What on earth? Shout out the OG SpongeBob movie. I love that reference. Scribble, I'm glad I subscribed because if I hadn't subscribed yet, I would have subscribed after that moment right there.
How does it feel to be freed?
Honestly,
Good.
I regret it. She also gave me a letter. Well, she made someone deliver it to me.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she wanted to fight me.
Girl, she sent me a letter too. That's crazy.
Despite being severely triggered by the last story, I do have to say those animations were fun. And I implore you to check out Scribblejuice and subscribe to them if you have not done that. And if you want me to watch them again, please let me know in the comments. Here's a video I think you'll like if you liked this video. If you want to keep on watching and keep having a good time, check it out. Here's the video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Either click on the video I'm recommending or the one that they're recommending. I'll see you in one of these. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.